My name is Matt Dingledine. I live here in Greenville, South Carolina. I play guitar, hopefully all kinds of styles I like to play. I try to do them well, and spend a lot of time playing jazz, and that I think is easily my favorite to play and to teach too. So I do a lot of music education and a lot of performance here in Greenville and Western Carolinas. My journey to the guitar started with, I guess like so many people, with my parents. My dad was a singer in the choir. My mother had a lot of musical passion, and she played piano and cello and sang as well. And I think, just being around that kind of environment, listening to pop music, both of my parents' generation, 50s and 60s was their childhood, and also of my generation, as coming up in the 90s, especially coming to the guitar in the 90s as a teenager. So a lot of rock and roll, lots of blues like Jimi Hendrix, and these kinds of things really lit my fire in 7th grade or so, 6th or 7th grade. And through a really great teacher that I had here in Greenville, South Carolina, Steve Watson, famous fellow, he introduced me, as he did for thousands of other students like me, to jazz and improvisation on a deeper level than just the rock and roll pentatonic kind of approach, which he can do very well too, you see. But that was my exposure to a higher level of guitar playing and musicianship. The Jazz Collective, I guess I had this idea, like, I love jazz. I didn't feel like the jazz scene in Greenville had as much of a voice as I would have hoped, and I wanted to do something in the long term to change that. I knew it wasn't going to happen overnight. I knew I couldn't do it alone. But if there was at least some small step I could take to include some of my friends and as many people as possible, really, to help create an awareness for jazz on a larger scale, a larger visibility platform, I thought, hey, well, that's kind of what the symphony, Greenville Symphony, does, or many municipal symphonies do. Maybe we could do something like that, but for jazz here in Greenville. One of the things that's changed for me is my methodology, or the way that I go about it, where previously, as a younger fellow, I wanted to incubate and kind of keep things with a lid on top. It's not quite ready yet. It doesn't sound quite good, and I think I'm a little bit more excited to follow through with the process and put music out there and let other people judge it. And while they're busy thinking about what it is that if I'm lucky enough to have people listen to it and think about it, hopefully I'm already busy making the next bit of art or bit of music, and not trying to get too stunted in the creative process and just let it flow. I'm really burning to record music, like I had mentioned previously. I have not been a good musician when it comes to making my own recordings and kind of advocating for myself or for my music. So I'm very eager to get back into the studio frequently, regularly, and record all kinds of different projects. I think I've got 2 recording sessions before the end of 2021 coming up. Got an album that I was able to participate with Matt Olson, the director of Jazz Studies at Furman University, my colleague. We've got an album coming out in the middle of January 2022. Very excited to have a couple of compositions on that recording. You can find out more about me at mattdingledine.com. You can also go to greenvillejazzcollective.com to hear what the Greenville Jazz Collective is doing. You can go to Furman University music page and look at our calendar. We've got some really great things coming up, both for the end of the fall semester 2021 and the spring semester 2022. And you can always contact Music on Mitchell by going to musiconmitchell.com for lessons and more information.